2023 was a momentous year for Transformers. We got a new TV show, we got a new movie. Skybound picked up the Transformers comic license after IDW and is putting out what appears to be the correct characterization of Optimus Prime after years of him being a war criminal. I still haven't read it. Peter Cullen finally given the recognition he deserves and being awarded the Emmy Lifetime Achievement Award from Megatron out of all people. And of course, the thing we're all here for, the toys. Hashtag was on fire this year. Takara's Masterpiece line had some great releases. The MPG line released 3 figures and 2 of them were actually good. The half-assed MPM line seemed to have a decent release with Bone Crusher. Legacy branching out to so many new universes this year like Animated and Armada. Studio Series expanded to gamer territory with the introduction of the Gamer Edition line. Hashtag finally going back to Commander Class roots with a proper big boy Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. I swear the week after they announced him, people started finding him in stores in Singapore. And then Diamond Bolt messaged me saying, "Hey dude, I'm going to Singapore to get Ultra Magnus," and I was like, "What?" I was in Japan when he told me this, so I was hoping some local toy stores in Tokyo would get some shipments from Singapore, but they didn't. And even though everyone complained about Ultra Magnus, he's sold out everywhere, so it looks like he's officially the one that got away from me this year. I have been limiting what I collect, but I heard of a lot of fan favorites. Legacy Tarn. Ooh, I've heard so much about him. Quite possibly the best Voyager to come out this year. But I skipped out on him. Armada Optimus Prime. Ooh, now I admit this guy is cool, and I had him at one point, but then I returned him. Mainly for QC issues, but also I decided not to replace him. He was fun, but honestly I didn't see all the hype surrounding him. I felt like the super mode could have been a little bit better. I'm still very much paying attention to figures, and things are looking bright next year. I don't know anything about Beast Wars Neo, but Magmatron looks crazy. Bumblebee Movie Megatron is real, and with next year being the 40th anniversary of the brand, it looks like Hashtag is unofficially branding it as the year of Optimus Prime. Already we got a listing of Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. Gonna be interesting to see how they justify the price on this one. I know people are complaining that it's another Optimus Prime, but if it's a downsized MP44 with a proper back, then it has the potential to become the best mainline Prime toy. Meanwhile, we got Takara going all out on this guy. MP44S Optimus Prime, giving Optimus the MP36 Plus treatment without a new toy accurate head and with stickers. What the fuck? Lunar Cruiser Prime coming out of nowhere with a phenomenal design for Optimus and my most anticipated release of next year. Missing Link Convoy. Taking the original Optimus Prime toy and giving it modern articulation, getting the original artist for his toy art to come back with a new piece and presenting it in original G1 packaging. I got big plans for a video when he comes out and I can't wait for y'all to see it. But that's for next year. This year, let's go over my top 10 Transformers acquisitions of 2023.
My name is Daniel Hayn. Let me give you the scoop.
I love jazz. My buddy Daniel Hayn is a jazz musician, and every time he goes on the keyboard, he goes. And that's how it feels when I'm playing with Origins Wheel Jazz. It was surprising to see an Origins Jazz before Origins Wheeljack, but he ended up exceeding my expectations. Robot mode looking and feeling better than the Studio Series 86 version, though that's probably due to the fall parts he has. The paint is great. He comes with this iconic grapple accessory. You can't have Jazz without his grapple accessory, Studio Series. And of course, the selling point is Cybertronian mode. Seeing as he's only in the pilot episode like this for literally 3 seconds, it's surprising that we got him, but equally surprising that he turned out better than Bumblebee, and definitely better than the upcoming Wheeljack. Origins Jazz is a great companion to Origins Bumblebee, but even by himself, he stands out as a phenomenal deluxe class release in the Transformers Generations Legacy Studio Series 86 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Jazzy Jazz line.
I'm sitting on the toilet about to take a fucking poop.
I can't find where I said this, but I'm pretty sure in my top 10 list last year, I said, still looking for Legacy Minerva. If I had her, she definitely would be on this list. Well, this year, I got Legacy Minerva, and she's on the list. She's a character from the Super God Master Force anime, and probably my favorite Headmaster Jr. in that show. She's a sweet, caring girl, and they totally made the best out of the Elita 1 mold with her. I'm not one to praise recolors and remolds, but sometimes they just work better on someone else than Patient Zero. And what can I say? It's another solid deluxe. She's a great addition to the ever-growing Japanese representation of Transformers. But this toy isn't a Headmaster like her original toy or in the anime, so 0 out of 5.
Yo, Will, you told me to spit some bars.
I love video games. I consider myself a gamer. If there's anything I love more than Transformers, it's gaming. And I played a lot of games this year. Zelda, Pizza Tower, Fortnite. Optimus Prime Fortnite. I was too busy in Japan when the season was going on, so I couldn't get him in Fortnite. But I have Peter Griffin. So for us sad gamers who missed out on Optimus Fortnite, Hasbro released a toy of our favorite red truck from our fan favorite game. Gamer Edition Optimus Prime, the only Gamer Edition figure that's good. They really did a great job updating his robot mode from the previous over a decade old toy. They may have missed the mark a bit on the alt mode, and he does feel and look a little cheap for a toy that costs $35, but he comes with an axe that he can wield with both hands just like in the game, so 5 out of 5.
Do you like to transform cars?
When I arrived to Japan this year, I went to my brother's. When I went to my brother's this year, he told me I got a package. When I opened the package this year, I acquired the at the time latest Transformers MPG release. Suiken. I was not looking forward to him at all. Then last year when I went to the Takara Tomy Hobby Expo in Japan, they had an MPG display with our first look at the finished look of Suiken. And when I saw him, I did the Thanos thing where I said, perhaps I judged you too harshly. Because this guy is great. He quickly shot up to become my favorite train bot. Now this guy is technically a parts former, yeah, but he's still good. The train mode is nice and the robot is cool, but he also feels like how a masterpiece should. The articulation is back with this guy, and with him coming with Raiden's train bazooka weapon that can all store neatly in his train mode, Suiken is my favorite MPG train bot so far. Except when Seizan came out right after. Now, Seizan is a remold and recolor of Suiken, and if you saw my unboxing, you would know that my initial copy of this guy had a missing piece. But after I got it replaced, I could say the exact same praises I said about Suiken, but Seizan's train and robot mode is just a little bit better.
You're an idiot!
Masterpiece Skyfire. This guy's been in development hell for so long, and it's so cool that he finally released after all these years. It didn't help too that Takara released him after we had so many third-party offerings and a great mainline representation. That's actually more fun than this guy. But Takara still managed to surprise everyone and show that they're still the kings when it comes to bringing those G1 characters to life. The most accurate robot mode, and the size of this guy. Skyfire is an absolute unit. Also, the callbacks to the original G1 Jetfire toy is cool. It's literally called Respect Mode. With this size though and real estate Takara had to work with, it's a shame that he doesn't feel amazing all the time and that he doesn't have the best MP posability. This dude doesn't have a waist swivel, but the mainline Jetfire toy that came out several years ago does. Takara, what the fuck is your excuse? But at the same time, he didn't come with a mini Wheeljack, Jazz, and Optimus Prime, so clearly Masterpiece Skyfire is a superior version. Similar situation. All the big third-party companies already put out their version of this guy. Now Takara's turn to step up to the plate. They swing, and it's gone! It's out of there! It's a masterpiece! Masterpiece Trailbreaker is a masterpiece, baby! Once again, Takara is stunting on everybody else. None of their offerings look and feel more like Trailbreaker than the official masterpiece version. It did fumble a bit in some aspects, including an assembly error that prevented a piece of articulation from working, but man, this guy looks great. The posability is pristine too. He's easily the best MP Takara put out this year, and this solid foundation makes me more excited for next year's MP hoist. I am very vocal about my disappointment with the Studio Series Gamer Edition line, and though I greatly exaggerate things, I genuinely think Hasbro is failing with these new figures. I saw the Gamer Edition Megatron and I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I remembered I had a better version in my basement, so I dug him out and realized how ahead of his time this guy was. Cybertronian Megatron, released over 10 years ago, is the real Gamer Edition Megatron. I did feel like I was too harsh on Gamer Edition Megatron in my Cybertronian Megatron video, but after Diamond Bolt told me there was a widespread QC issue with it where you had to break off a part of him to fix him, yeah, I'd say it was justified. And technically, I didn't buy him this year either, I just found him in storage, but this is my list, so shut up. Looking way better than a new offering, being highly posable for his time, and looking more like the source material. I did play a bit of War for Cybertron after I finished my video on him, and after playing as Megatron, I can say that Cybertronian Megatron looks more like the game than Gamer Edition. And it's better.
Out of the way, Hot Rod!
Takara Legends God Jinrai. When I saw this guy in Japan, I was like, goddamn. God Jinrai is not a character I have immense sentimental value towards, but a toy I have immense sentimental value towards. It's probably one of my most prized possessions, so of course when I had the chance to acquire the most recent version of him, I had to pull the trigger. It is lacking in many features of the original toy, and Jinrai is a retool of Titan's Return and Power Master Optimus Prime, so he sucks. The real highlight is God Bomber, a brand new Takara created mold to complement Jinrai. It may not be the best figure, but all that changes when you take him apart and combine it with Jinrai to create God Jinrai. Hell yeah, this is why I love Transformers. It's just so much fun to combine them. They may not be great toys objectively, but there's no denying they look cool as hell. God Jinrai reminds me of the good days, and is a symbol of new beginnings of my life going forward. What memory could this be? What is this new beginning? And why does God Jinrai mean so much to me? Well, subscribe and hit the bell and find out next year. The anticipation to receive the figure you contributed to is elevated. I was excited for Death Source, but I didn't realize the 5-star meal I was about to feast upon. Unicron, Star Saber, Victory Leo, who the fuck are those guys? HasLab Death Source is the only HasLab that matters. Look how cool he is. Without spoiling too much, this guy is like if a Renaissance painting wasn't a painting but was a toy. You wanna find out why Death Source is my top Transformer of 2023? Then watch my video review on him. That's coming out next year because I'm still working on it. But actually, this list was just a distraction from the real figure of the year. The #1 Transformers toy of 2023 goes to Studio Series 86 Wheelie. Studio Series 86 Wheelie. Figure of the year, Studio Series 86 Wheelie.